Good afternoon. This is a brief look at three films on the Midnight Movie range. Now, Midnight Movie came out a few years ago, and they dealt with a whole gamut, that's a good word, a gamut of strange and unusual films. Each one individually dealing with films that don't get the run-of-the-mill type of sort of thing. They just manage to somehow show that there's going to be a broader audience out there than the run-of-the-mill CGI fests that we're getting a lot of now. Obviously, these films that the Midnight Movie people chose are of the highest calibre, and they've used the best prints possible to ensconce them from the world of the cinematic screen onto the world of DVD. Sometimes the films that get chosen are completely left field. So you have films such as the three that I'm going to talk about today. Well, the first of them, because the last one doesn't really in the Midnight Movie range, but it's kind of sort of in that genre, if that makes sense. Now this is the double bill, the double feature, because way back when cinemas used to do a double feature of films. Yes, you could go and see two films for the price of one, and they would constantly go round and show them to you. Now, Count Yorga Vampire, Dashing, Dark and Deadly, stars Robert Quarry as the eponymous titled Doctor. Count Yorga. It's not Doctor, but it is Count Yorga. I'm going to keep that in because it shows that I'm human. A great cast in there: Robert Quarry, Roger Perry, Michael Murphy, and it's really, really good. It's got the whole 70s vibe going on, and of course Count Yorga, who lives in a big gothic house, moves to the area, and there's a wonderful bit in this film where the people insist that Count Yorga is in fact a vampire, and they spend the night talking to him and playing chess and stuff like that. Then when it gets to sunrise, when the sun's going to come out, they keep him in the room, and he says, I've got to go now, I must go. And they said, well, can't you stay and embrace the morning? We'll go and open the curtains. And he says, no, I don't like those curtains opened, I've sewed them together. So it's really well done, put together. Now, the return of Count Yorga is pretty much the same sort of thing. It's more of Robert Quarry, who carried on with the character again in Madhouse, the Peter Cushing film, and then branched it across. Now, there was a slight legal problem with the Count Yorga character, because he's carried across to another film called The Death Master. But he's not called Count Yorga in this, but he is a vampire. And look at those eyes. Those are the eyes you don't want staring back at you from the pillow. In this one, he's a lot hipper, a lot funkier, and he doesn't actually say, oh, you know, I'm the suave Count Yorga. You just assume that he's travelled through time and become the dastardly Count. So that's these three films: Count Yorga Vampire, The Return of Count Yorga, and The Death Master. If you've not seen them, you definitely need to check them out, or Count Yorga will come and get you.